Baby dog has a lot to say.
She does. Welcome back to Small Town. What's the name of our new show, Nicholas?
Jenny
No.
bosses Nick around?
Yes, that's the show I've been waiting for. Nick and Jenny have.
Nothing to say.
Then why are you still talking?
Well, no, I guess that's it. That's our podcast.
Thanks for listening,
We just
guys.
stare at the camera. In actuality, though, I can only stay quiet for that long.
I know. One time I bet that he couldn't not talk for 1 hour, and you know what he did? Do you remember? He fell asleep.
And then I started to snore, so I guess I lost.
So, Nicholas, why are we retiring from the smallest of towns in Johnstowns?
Because it's just the Dirty J.
The Dirty J.
The Dirty J.
It can only get so dirty.
Because
it wasn't dirty enough. That's
wasn't dirty enough. Wasn't enough tea. But in actuality, we just felt
actuality.
What?
Actuality.
It's stupid. We just felt like small town Johnstown ran its course. We about got as far as we can with it. We interviewed enough people.
Yeah, I was gonna say, and by that we mean not enough people wanted to be interviewed by us.
Well, I also just felt like it's the same thing, you know. Johnstown's great, this and that. Our business is great, this and that.
It became too promotional, and I feel like we wanted to meet people, but we also wanted to learn, and sometimes it wasn't as personal or as controversial as we would have liked it to be.
Yeah, and I started, I'm not gonna
zoning out?
Zoning out. Not as motivated, and I felt like once you get to that point, it's time to.
I still don't know if you're motivated sometimes.
I'm always motivated because I have this little one I gotta feed. But I felt like it was time for a new direction. It's time to get more personal with the fans, more opinionated. I love being opinionated. I love debating, arguing. Some would say my views on things.
Maybe your most controversial opinion right now.
Most controversial opinion?
Right now.
Right now? Oh, man, there's so many.
Okay, moving on.
Shohei Ohtani actually did gamble and should be in jail. He also shouldn't have won MVP last year. Should have been Lindor.
I disagree with you.
Why?
I don't know. I just want to debate.
And yes, it was an inside job. But... What's your most controversial opinion?
That this is a rat.
Whoa, that's a dog.
No, I think she's a rat.
Wow.
But I don't know. I just want to ask you, because I know you have a lot of opinions. I don't really have a lot of controversial opinions. I try to not be controversial. But also everything I say is the truth, so.
Yeah.
I'm always right.
I like to be controversial, but I like to be controversial on things that I believe are true.
I feel like most sane, normal people do, but yes.
Yeah. I won't, it's just intro. I'm not going to get too controversial just yet. I'm going to lean into that later.
Leaning into it.
Yeah, leaning into it. Not, we got to get started first before I can get us canceled.
I know. Trying our best to not get canceled.
So, are you excited for this new adventure ahead of us?
Sometimes I'm not. There's only been like 25 episodes we've already cut, but I'm looking forward to it.
That's the point of a project, though. You gotta see how it feels. So, thank you guys. We hope you guys are excited for this new adventure. We hope you guys are coming along with us. We know it's a change of promoting small businesses, promoting Johnstown, but like I said again, felt like we ran its course. So we hope you guys stay. Hope you guys like our little relationship, become friends, and stick along. Maybe you enjoy it. Maybe you subscribe. Maybe you share with some of your other friends. Maybe you comment some of the opinions that you have or you feel, or just want to be a part of the conversation. So,
thanks for listening. Thanks for being a real one. Hopefully, Nick and I are the stars of the show, and we're interesting enough for you guys to keep watching and listening to what it is we have to say.
Mm-hmm.
even if it's not about Johnstown specifically anymore. With that being said,
Mm-hmm.
today's episode
Mm-hmm.
is
Relationship and personality quizzes.
yay! Woo.
Can't wait to get quizzed.
So,
Not like Jenny's not testing me all the time. And my patience.
excuse me? You're always testing my patience every day. Every second I breathe, it's like, when is Nick gonna test my patience? So there's many of relationship compatibility stupid quizzes on the internet. The one that I wanted to start with is the Myers-Briggs 16 personality quiz. Why? Because I feel like every person can be defined in 4 letters. That's my most controversial opinion.
I 100% disagree. It's a spectrum, bro. Just like with the autism and other things that people think.
If
Eh.
if everything's a spectrum, then nothing's a spectrum. So I think you can very much break down people into categories. As much as we don't like to label and like throw people in boxes, there's only so many types of people, and
But
in Johnstown there's very much a certain type of people.
But everybody in themselves are unique. Just because they are like another person doesn't mean they can be defined as the same as that person and their ticks or whatever.
Well, of course, we all have our unique DNA and genetic codes and stuff and all of that, but that doesn't mean that we don't live in a society that caters to certain types of people more than others, and we all get sorted into boxes.
I feel like you saying that is kind of predicting what a person's gonna be without them being able to choose that, or without change. People change. People, grow. And
I mean, I've definitely changed. Nature versus nurture, man, but
yeah, you experience different things and you think differently as you grow older.
sometimes I feel like I think too much, and that's why my personality has changed so many times.
I feel like maybe for you, not to, whatever your thing is, but you want to put people in the 4 letters, put people in boxes so you can have more reason to why people are who they are instead of just like, that's just who they are,
Because
accept it.
for me, I very much want to understand why people are, why people act, why people think certain ways. Because when they don't agree with me, because like I said, I'm always right.
Yeah.
When they don't agree with me, I'm just like, what could have possibly happened to them that they're not seeing, they're not understanding? And I know that sounds crazy, but like I feel like 99% of the time I can step back and think about why I did a certain thing or why I acted a certain way. So when people are just like outright wrong or disagree with what I'm saying or not understanding my point of view, it's just like, how did they become this type of person?
But I feel like I could be seen as a multitude of personalities, or I like sports, and people with sports are very statistics, or I like movies. I like to work out, but I also like to be lazy. I get in a cleaning type of mood. So I don't know. I just feel like it's hard to define somebody and put them in one spot on the shelf
But
with
they're
the rest of those people.
But they're 16. That's still a lot.
Yeah, but I feel like everybody's a little bit of everything.
I guess. But that's the thing. If life is unfair for everyone, then it's fair for everyone. It it
But it's
cancels
not.
out.
But it's not unfair for everyone. It's fair for some people and very unfair for others, depending on what you're born and all that stuff.
Oh, I guess generational wealth and all that.
Yeah.
You make some good points, Nicholas.
Thank you. I tried.
But you're still wrong.
Excuse me.
That being said, let's dive into
The personality
which
test.
personalities we have. Since there are only 16, we're only 2 people. What are the chances of us getting the same one? You think they're pretty high or pretty low?
Low.
Why do you think that?
Because opposites attract.
Attract? You think we're opposite?
Not completely, but we definitely have opposite personality traits to a degree.
Dare I say I think you're more emotional than me?
I'm very more emotional than
You
you.
really think so? Okay, my zodiac sign would disagree on that. But we said 16 different types. My guess for you was obviously an E.
Uh-huh.
So the first letter is E or I, and the E stands for extroverted, the I is for introverted. Obviously, you're extroverted because you never stop talking.
True.
Don't ask me what the rest of the letters are for.
Well, it
Sensory,
tells it
intuitive. Let's look real quick. Yes. So, intuitive thinking, feeling, observant, judging, prospecting, and then introverted, extroverted.
Mm-hmm.
And so my overall guess came to ESFP based on the bios of each of the personality types. Let me see which one that was. ESFP was the entertainer.
Okay.
So with that being said, I feel like you do like to entertain and be the life of the party and make sure everyone knows that you're in the room and the center of attention and like, hey, look at me.
Mm-hmm.
So that stands for extroverted, observant, feeling, and prospecting traits. You engage in life eagerly and take pleasure in discovering the unknown. They can be very social and encouraging others into shared activities. So just off that basic little blurb and then looking at all the other personalities, that was my guess. I don't know if it would be 100% accurate because like you said, not everyone can necessarily be put into 16 categories, but that one did sound the closest, most similar to you. And I did not read the whole thing. I'm not going to read every single tab for every single personality, so.
You can do that on your own.
Do you remember what you got?
Yeah.
Okay.
I wrote down. My guess for you is ISTJ.
I know, they both look like T's. Don't look at my handwriting.
And
Is that what you... Oh, I think you wrote that one, because I don't write my J's like that.
how do you write your J's?
Like that.
Oh, you don't put the thing on top?
The... whatever that is.
Yeah.
The roof? No.
The dot? Alright, and what is that for personality type?
ISTJ. Well, we know we'll assume I'm introverted.
Logician.
Yeah, don't ask me to say that word.
Logician.
Logistician?
Logician. A log and a magician. She
Okay.
makes logs disappear.
So that would
A
be
log magician.
introverted, observant thinking, and judging.
You like to judge.
I've never not been a judging personality type. I will say that. I'm very judgmental, apparently. Reserved yet willful, a rational outlook on life. That's probably true. Compose their actions carefully and carry them out with methodical purpose. But you still think that's true?
Mm-hmm.
What result did you get, Nicholas?
I got the campaigner.
The campaigner. Have I ever been a campaigner? I don't think so. ENFP. So you're not judging. That's disappointing. So I was only one off,
Yeah, it's
though.
EFMPA.
Yeah, I don't remember what the extra letter stands for. But I was only one off. That's kind of impressive.
Mm-hmm.
You're just, more intuitive than...
P.
Oh, you're more prospecting?
Prospecting, yeah.
You embrace big ideas and actions that reflect your sense of hope and goodwill towards others.
A vibrant energy that can flow in any direction. I feel like I'm kind of
That
flowing.
sounds like you. Did you read anything else about the personality type that you remember?
No, I didn't really. I was kind of like, oh, okay, I'm that. Screenshot.
You didn't prepare for this. Let's
So-
see what it says about romantic relationships, since we are looking at compatibility as the overall theme of this. It says that you care about love. You're passionate, warm, and open-hearted, full of hopes, dreams, and ideas. Yeah, that's pretty accurate.
Along for a life rich of experiences. I definitely want experiences. Vibrant energy to their romantic relationships.
An opportunity for two souls to not only explore the world together, but also connect on the deepest of levels. Aww. I mean, this is pretty accurate.
Yeah, that's what I think so.
You may need to guard against investing too much of your sense of self in your relationship. I would say that's accurate.
Excuse me, what does that mean?
Like, you don't want to get too dependent. I wouldn't say that you're too dependent, but at the beginning of our relationship, you definitely were, like, way leaning into it more than I was. And I was like, whoa, buddy.
No,
Back
you
it up.
weren't.
Yes, huh? When we first started dating, you yelled at me because I was like, I don't like PDA. Get off of me.
Oh, yeah, true. Yeah, I'm like, oh, I'm sorry, I love you, Jesus.
And I was like, whoa. Whoa, come down.
But you did say you love me first.
I did no such thing. It does say that people with this personality type tend to fall in love easily, and you fall hard. Optimist. You throw caution to the wind. Can be a breath of fresh air.
Mm-hmm.
Not everyone can match this personality type's ardor and intensity. Okay, so that is true. It literally says some people just need more space, whether physical, emotional, or both. You don't give me space.
I do give you space. To a degree.
Exactly. You're always up my ass.
I'm always up your ass.
So
But when you do go on like girls' trips or hang out with friends, I do
no,
tend
you
to.
aren't like crazy controlling, but like you definitely are like way in my face, and I don't think everyone could handle that. Like I feel like a lot of people in relationships would not be able to handle how in my face you are. And I love that. I love that you care that much about me, but some people literally are like, "What is wrong with you? I need me time. Get away from me."
Yeah, true.
And you are very affectionate.
That's why you're the one for me. My soulmate.
Mwah.
Oh.
Okay, that's gross. Disgusting.
Alright, now let's move on to you. What are you?
Well, in high school, I was an INFJ. In college, I was an ENFJ.
You were an extrovert in college.
Yes, I was. And look what happened. I came back to Johnstown and look what happened to me. I'm now an INTJ.
Oh, it's only one letter off too.
So you were also only the second letter off. That's weird that the only thing we got mixed up was the second letter. We both thought that we were S's and we are both N's. What does that mean? I still don't know.
Naive?
But mine were also very close. So I was very intuitive and very judging. So the N and the J haven't changed for me, but I'm like 50-50 with like the introvert extrovert and the what was it? The thinking and feeling. Like those were very split for me. So really I could be almost any of those personality types.
I think it's funny. I think I've taken this like 3 times and they've all come out the same, I'm pretty sure.
Mine are so cut
But you've
close.
done it like at different points in life.
Yes, I did mine years apart. Like when I would take it like within the same year or months or whatever, I would typically get the same result, but I have to just keep evolving. And like I said, since I'm 50-50 with like just depends on what point in my life I'm at, if I'm more extroverted or introverted, those are very, very close.
Yeah.
But I'm always going to be judging and I'm always going to be intuitive instead of observant.
Why are you so judgy, bro?
Which is funny because, like, reading all of the letters and what they stand for, I kind of wish I was the opposite of what I am. I wish I could be more extroverted, more observant, more thinking. Because, like I said, I'm leaning thinking now, but I wish I could be more thinking.
Well, yeah, you're T. Isn't T thinking?
Yeah, so, like I said, almost the opposite.
Okay.
So I wish I could be you, but more of a thinker, essentially.
You can't be me and a thinker, though, bro. They don't match well hand in hand.
Trust me, I know. All right.
So, what is your relationship compatibility?
It was the INTJ.
It's the first one.
Of course it is. Okay, architect.
Okay.
I miss when I was the protagonist. I don't want to be an architect.
You're the creator,
I miss
man.
being the main character.
I'm the main character.
So, imaginative and strategic thinkers with a plan for everything. I do like to have a plan for everything.
You do.
Love perfecting the details of life, applying creativity and rationality to everything they do. Their inner world is a private and complex one.
But our world's not that complex.
My brain is.
What about little baby doll here? Is she complex?
No, she's very simple. She just sleeps all the time. Okay. People with this personality type approach romance the way they do most challenges, strategically, with clear goals and a plan for achieving them. In a pure rational world, this approach would be foolproof, but matters of love are rarely rational. They are at risk of overlooking or misinterpreting the unpredictability of human nature and affection. Finding a compatible partner can be a particular challenge. I want companionship, but also intellectual stimulation. Well, I guess we should break up now.
Yeah, you don't. No, I don't think you get that much intellectual stimulation.
Where's the intellect? Rarely satisfied. That could mean a lot of different things.
Whoa.
They
Explains everything.
they can't help but bring the same mindset to the wait. But imagine the world could be better than it already is. Very critical. I value depth, intelligence, and honesty. I mean, that's true. I don't like playing games.
Made it said that dating's too irrational or beneath them.
That's what it sounds like, but I really okay. So I know that my personality has changed a bunch, and I feel like I'm very rational now, but I feel like I'm not that extreme.
Yeah.
I'm just getting old. So, with all that being said, let's see if our relationship is at all set up for success. Because now that you're saying it, we literally have the opposite personality. I'm just now realizing that. We literally have the opposite letters.
Well, we have N if that's the same.
Okay. Oh, I thought it was entirely opposite. Okay, so we are both N's, but everything else is flipped. That's interesting.
Mm-hmm.
That would have been crazy if we were the opposite. We were close. We were very close.
Opposites.
I thought we would be one letter off, though. Should we read this random thing?
Yeah, why not?
They seem to know a lot. Truity.com, True You Journal.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see what they say. It's easier for you to communicate your inner thoughts and ideas.
Mm-hmm.
I do feel happy to let you carry the conversation, most of the time.
Except for when I ramble too much. Especially about sports.
It puts less pressure on them to come up with something to say and allows me more mental energy to break down the ideas presented to me by you. Until I feel steamrolled by you.
Slightly below alphaphobia level.
Agoraphobia level of introversion. Like, yes, stranger, I'd like to be in your wedding party. As in, like, you're always so talky with everyone and best friends with everybody. Like when we're at the gym and I just want to work out and you're making friends with everybody and I'm like, Nicholas, like that's kind of what that would be like an example of that. You need to give me the floor every once in a while and also allow me plenty of time to think through my ideas before I speak. That is true.
Well, while I'm talking and rambling, you should think your ideas out and then come back in a situation.
Sharing physical space can be a challenge.
I don't think so.
I will be more aware of my physical space and will naturally take on the share of cleaning, organizing, because I operate with more structure than you. You'll feel blindsided by any resentment because cleanliness is just not on your radar.
Yeah, that's true.
Well, that's the end of the episode, guys. Nick is just the typical man, and
you are a typical woman.
Yep. Forget the letters. Forget everything we just said. Nothing has been learned.
So I told you can't put everybody in 4-letter box.
Oh my gosh. Someone on Quora says, I'm an ENFP and I think INTJs are a terrible match.
Well, that guy or lady is stupid. This is why I don't look into this stuff. Didn't you ever see the meme where it's like, there's the one guy that likes to go out and talk, and then the one chick that, I forget what I saw. It's like the one guy that doesn't plan and just goes off vibes, and the one that has to plan out everything, whatever. It's like they get married and have a happy life together.
Yeah, all this memes about one person is like this and the other person's like this, and it's like, yes, that is us. I feel like our matching letter, the only thing that we have in common is us being night owls.
Yeah.
But even then, you're still waking up years before I am in the morning, so it's like...
I have to. We have kids that I have to take care of.
Yeah. But I guess our lifestyles, like, I feel like we really match personalities and can connect and, like, talk about everything. but how we live our lives are very different.
Mm-hmm.
And again, if either of us were to ever actually get diagnosed with ADHD, we would match with that.
Yeah.
But other than that,
Maybe a little anxiety.
No, we definitely have anxiety. That you have, I think, kind of been diagnosed with.
Yeah.
They were like, well, I don't think you have ADHD because you passed the little clicky test. So it's just anxiety. Just like you're no different than everybody else.
Average millennial.
I was going to say the average person in America right now.
All right, so we want to move on to the astrology.
Yes. Because I feel like that will be more interesting than this.
Yeah. Because I feel like,
everyone knows astrology is way more accurate than a personality test.
The rocks and stars and where Venus is on the exact hour of when you were born on the night of the fifth sun.
Do you even know what your rising or moon sign is?
No.
Then stop talking to me.
Exactly, because it's dumb.
So I have this wonderful book called The Astrology of You and Me by Gary Goldschneider. Not sponsored, but I bought this in college when I was super into astrology.
I'm not gonna lie, I'm surprised a man wrote this much about astrology. I thought it'd be definitely more of a woman thing.
I mean, Gary could be a girl's name. I don't know. I didn't ask.
Could be a gay guy.
What's wrong with that?
Nothing. I'm saying gay guys in astrology.
Yeah, I mean, astrology really isn't a straight man thing.
No.
I won't lie to you.
We all think it's kind of a joke. A big scam. Pseudoscience, to say the least.
Oh, gosh. Alrighty. So I'll start with this section just because this is interesting to me. What kind of arguments do you think you have with me?
What kind of arguments do we have?
Like, when you argue with me, like, what am I like? Like, how does it usually go?
You shut down and you say you get sleepy and you don't talk about it.
Okay, that's all I need to know.
And
It
it's
says,
like scratching.
arguments with cancers tend to go on and on.
On and on.
On and on.
But that's the opposite of what it is. You shut it down quickly.
That's what I'm saying. Like, it's not like a quick, okay, we discuss it and then it's over. It, like, drags out.
I thought on and on would be like us consistently fighting and talking and all that stuff, not you just... Because I feel like if you shut down and don't talk about it, the argument's done until you do talk about it again.
It does say it's best to avoid tit for tat. Let me have the last word.
I'll let you have the last word from now on.
Listen, we can blame my anxiety for arguments, okay? Maybe mental health diagnosis is
Overtaking the...
more actually correct than the day I was born, okay?
Well, it helps when you tell me that you are having an anxiety attack and that you are...
Okay, we're not at quite that stage of acceptance, Nicholas. I think you are... Expectations are way up here.
I'm just saying it's easier to get less in my feelings when I know that you're not in the best mindset.
Well, that's why we just need like a safe word, because if I'm not ready to have an argument and you don't want me to run away and just say pineapple or whatever, and
upside down pineapple.
We're not there yet, okay?
Yet, never.
Maybe in the next lifetime. What do you think the home and day-to-day married life with me is like?
You planning stuff, planning the day, trying your best to stick to what you planned as, and cleaning and moving consistently.
I'm thinking our zodiac signs might be flipped, because it says, well, I am quite satisfied and happy because we have settled into our nest. I would say now that everything's kind of in place and secure, we're doing kind of okay. It does say to keep me in a good mood. That is important.
It's hard when I'm not the reason why you're in a bad mood.
I know. You're really trying your best to pull me up from the grave.
And then you get mad at me for it.
But it also says a significant part of the budget, other than rent or mortgage and utilities, should be available to them on a weekly basis to make new purchases.
You do like... Are you sure your mom's not Cancer then?
No, my mom's a Capricorn. And you might be a Cancer for this reason. It says... They love food and are excellent cooks.
You love food.
That sounds like you.
You love my food.
I don't know about the excellent cook part.
You could be you're an excellent baker.
That is true. Let's modify this right now.
And I feel like you would be a good cook if you liked cooking.
It just takes too long, man. And I eat too fast, so I don't want to cook for an hour and then eat in like 2 minutes. It's like I just wasted an hour of my life. All right, let's skip to you.
All right, so we're gonna move on to me, and I am a Libra.
Do you want to keep the same sections?
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm a scale. So, what is an argument like with me?
I think so. My problem is that I shut down, don't talk enough. I think you should shut down because you get too angry with me. And then you call me all kinds of mean things. And you just get too mad and too loud too quickly.
But then I feel like I also calm down quicker. I have like a short temper.
Yours is like way more dramatic, and then mine's like super drawn out and slow. So let's see what it says about
I'm just
you.
all about. Cause I don't.
It says you're good with words. Disagree.
I'm a talker though. I am good with words.
But not in arguments.
I feel like I learned most.
Both sides of the story. Disagree.
What?
It says if engaged in an argument with your Libra romantic partner, after a while you may get the idea that your presence is a bit superfluous. So they cover all the bases and consider all angles. You like to resolve arguments and leave no ends dangling. That's probably true.
That is true. Do not like leave dangling ends.
I'm starting to think that astrology might not be true because it also says that Libras aren't cuddly.
You're trying to think this now?
This single-handedly might be convincing me. Because what do you mean you don't like to cuddle?
I was born October 13th, 1995.
I'm telling you, my one roommate in college had a book that had it to the birthdays and would link your compatibilities. That's the book I need to buy.
Well, you can always look this stuff up, too.
Don't want to know how expensive that is.
What's my romantic life like?
Oh my gosh. Okay, so this part's accurate. Suddenly, I'm a believer in astrology again. Although not particularly good at or interested in cleaning, Libra spouses still expect their homes to look beautiful.
I clean.
But it is their partner's duty to keep it that way. Wow. Very good at directing your spouses and constantly finding new tasks for them to perform.
That's not true.
You better not. All right, let's put this away.
That was quick, because
Right
astrology is pseudoscience. It's fake.
So we're going to try and wrap it up with an online compatibility quiz. Because how accurate can the other two things be anyways? So
how accurate is anything online?
We're going to go with WikiHow and see how that goes. True or false? You know your partner better than you know anyone.
Yes. Is that including family members? Just kidding. Yes.
Read the options. Is it definitely true? Mostly true? Which one?
Definitely true.
Okay.
What about you?
I would agree. Your partner's birthday's coming up. Do you know what to get them?
Yes.
Why? Because you already got it?
Yes.
You just got great news. Is your partner the first person you tell?
Yes. Definitely.
Do they feel like home to you?
Absolutely.
Oh my gosh, this is just gonna say 100% again.
Do you think about the future with your partner there? Of course.
Probably not.
Excuse me?
I'm kidding. When you're in a pinch, can you rely on your partner to help you out?
Most of the time.
Sometimes.
Most of the time.
Most of the time. Do you think they love you?
No.
Okay, they probably don't.
No, relax.
Which one is it?
I know they do.
Okay.
Yes, all the time.
You have to read the question.
Do you enjoy spending time together?
Yes, I love it more than anything.
Same. You're about to watch a movie together. Do you agree on the movie?
No.
That's actually no. So we usually disagree.
Your partner is away for the weekend with their friends, and you're stuck at home. How do you feel?
Kind of sad. I'm bummed. I hope that you're having fun without me. So I'm the second one. A little sad, but I hope you're having a good time.
Oh. We just got into an argument. How did it go? Be honest.
So it's a little rough at first, but then we do come to a conclusion where we understand each other's points of view.
So we both want to win?
Yes.
I would say that. I wouldn't say it gets rowdy. Not usually.
Doesn't get chaotic.
Chaotic. Would you say you share the same values and beliefs?
I would say we mostly share a lot of the same values.
Lot?
A lot. I'm not gonna say everything, but definitely.
Yeah, I don't think we butt heads. I wouldn't say that. True or false? Your partner is curious about you and your inner world.
True. Very true.
I'm curious about your world.
You're probably not. Are you curious about my world?
I would say pretty true.
Okay.
I like sports. I just really don't care about these super uber athletic men running around with other men. And like that's the whole thing. They do the same thing. Every game is exactly the same.
It's not.
Do you remember that one touchdown in 1997 where this guy took this guy and then this guy jumped on top of him? And it's like,
Are you talking about the 97-yard touchdown from Shannon from
sure.
John Elway
You could literally say any name and I would agree with you.
I mean, it's fine. I'm not into like everything. Wait, what's this?
You had a rough day and you're telling your partner all about it. Did they make you feel better?
Most of the time. But I would say, like, I guess I'm not always trying to be like, you watch a lot of videos on YouTube about stuff that I don't really care too much about, so.
I just feel like every sports game is like watching the same show with like a very minor change in the plot.
It's not true at all. Each game is very different.
It's the same rules.
Yeah.
Usually the same field or stadium or whatever. Like it's really not that different.
Each ending, each play of the game is unique and so amazing and so wonderful, and every game is close, and you have upsets in college and
You
NFL.
just said every game is close.
Not every game is close.
If every game is close, why are you watching every game?
Not every game is close, but if upsets and the crowd gets rowdy and it's all like
You're
a
not
brotherhood.
there. It's on TV.
Yeah, but you are there. You get immersed in the environment.
We'll have another episode about Nicholas mansplaining sports. Say your partner wants to live in one city, but you want to live in another. What does this mean for your relationship?
We'll figure it out.
And find a compromise?
Yeah.
In your heart of hearts, what result do you think that you will get?
Very compatible.
Not at all compatible.
I don't know. You have to sign up to figure out what it is.
Not the pop-ups.
All right.
We are super compatible.
Super duper.
So compatible, we earn 10 wiki points.
Nice.
We are perfect for one another.
Yes.
Not only do you have a ton in common, but you both put in the work to make your relationship as successful as possible. Blah, blah, blah. Whatever. Let's do birthday compatibility.
Excuse me?
All right. I'll go first. What month were you born in again?
October. What birthday? It's your birthday. What's the best gift your partner could give you?
A home-cooked meal.
Okay. Okay.
My favorite season is summer.
Oh, because you're born in summer.
Because it's nice and toasty.
You-
No school.
I've heard you complain
wait.
about the summer and this heat nonstop.
Hey, we're totally compatible. Did it just literally list every month? Oh, my most to least compatible.
I'm
Well, I better
top
go-
3.
I better go start dating someone born in March then.
Whoa. Frick them, man. Alright, well, thank you for tuning in. Thank you for sticking with us. We hope you guys enjoyed this episode.
Do you think we're compatible? I say no.
Are you compatible with your partner? Do you believe in the pseudoscience of astrology? And what's your personality?
Personality type. 4
Like-
letters.
4 letters. Are you in a box? Are you one of the box people?
I'm in a box.
Mm-hmm. Thank you for tuning in. Hope you enjoyed it.
It's way past my bedtime.
Way past Jenny's bedtime. Please like, comment, share, and subscribe.